Hey guys, Kiki Frost here, and today I'm going to be doing a digital speed paint. I hope you enjoy it. First things first, I just want to apologize briefly for my microphone quality. It's pretty crappy, and because of my low budget, I cannot purchase a better one. So yeah, so I'm starting out my sketch here. As you can see, I do multiple sketches, and this is because my anatomy isn't really the best. I need to do more studies on it, and there's always room for improvement, especially in the art world where styles are always changing, and you can just always improve somehow. I also take a while to adjust the proportions a little bit, seeing that the perspective is off a little, especially on the left hand in the background in the fist. I also adjust her leg and her eyebrows a little because after looking away for a second and looking back, I can tell that my vision, no pun intended, was a little wonky. So now I'm starting line art. What I like to do at this stage is add a little bit more detail, maybe go a little out of my comfort zone, see what I like, see what I don't like. It's kind of a bad habit of me. I tend to not put much details in my sketches as I do in the line art, right? This is a bad habit for me because when I'm experimenting with the line art, I make so many mistakes that I should have experimented on in the sketching stage. So take that as a tip. Make sure to put as many details as you can in the sketching stage so you don't mess up when you're doing your line art, so it can be clean and precise. What I found difficult in this piece was the direction of her skirt, and I couldn't really tell what was going on, what direction it was going. I didn't know whether it should be up against her back leg or just flowing like she was flying. What made it this hard was the fact that different folds and the little creases, it makes all the difference in a drawing. Now as I'm filling in my liner with color, I'm going to explain my inspiration behind this piece. So recently I've been getting into the Marvel universe, seeing Infinity War and reading a few comics. I fell in love with this character, Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, who is a really cool character. She has telekinetic powers and she's basically an all-around badass. She's really underrated in the MCU, the cinematic universe of Marvel, and I just thought it would be cool to draw her. She has really interesting features, like her glowing red eyes whenever she uses her powers, and the powers itself, as you can see in my reference layer, the powers are pretty cool and display different ways, and I was really excited to try and play my twist on it. So now as I'm shading, I pay really close attention to where my light source is. If I screw this up, it'll make the drawing look so much worse than it could have been. These are just some of the things an artist has to worry about when they're drawing. Again, I'm no expert. I haven't mastered any of these yet. I'm still a pretty young novice artist. I've been doing this for 3 years. I've only been digitally painting for a year. Forgive me if I make some stupid mistakes, especially in my anatomy and shading, my weakest points. So then I go back and I add a deeper shadow, knowing that in some studies it's not really good to leave your shading really light when there are a lot of dark areas in, you know, real life. What I also had to pay a lot of attention to was the different textures. As I said before, it makes or breaks the piece. This was especially hard for the hair since I lightened up the ink on the first layer. All the lines and textures really showed through, and it made it incredibly difficult to find the right pattern to use. So later I did go in and I added a bit more detail, which I think made it look a little bit better, though in my opinion, looking back, I could have done better. So now here's one of my favorite parts. I love adding lighting, especially in digital art. In traditional art, it's really hard to add in light, even blocking out the lights before you actually start the piece. What I really like about this program is that I get to use all these different lighting effects, and it just makes it look so much cooler and so much more realistic, I guess is the right word to describe it. It makes it look cool, okay? It gives it like a hint. It just makes it pop, you know? Oh, and then I went in and I added her red eyes, which I didn't think about earlier. Okay, now I am doing that really cool effect on her hands, her magic, that I was really excited about earlier, and I'm pretty happy of how it turned out. I got to use the cool lighting effects, I got to use some shadows, and overall, I think I did pretty good. So that's all I have for you today. If you guys have any requests or suggestions of what I could do for the next drawing or how I could improve, I love constructive criticism. Just leave it in the comments, and I hope you have a Frosty Friday. See you guys in the next video.